All right, let's come back and take a look at the local dailies in depth. Right, today we start off with the Daily Nation as it continues with the Ruto at 3 scorecard. So this is what they've done. They've enumerated 12 areas where the president had made serious promises during the campaigns in 2022, in the lead up to 2022. And according to this paper, most of these things are yet most of these promises are yet to be delivered. Yes. So 1, agriculture; 2, housing; 3, healthcare; 4, education; 5, gender, women, governance, devolution, human rights, roads, economy, and manufacturing. So they've managed to put sort of a clock. Na wanasema kuna 24 months. It's 24 months to the next election. President William Ruto marks exactly 3 years in office this Saturday. But it's less than actually 24 months to the next election. Will he, and this is a big question, will he be able to do all these things that he promised to do? Yeah? 3 years on, sasa miezi ni 24 peke yake. Ataweza kufanya hii yote, because this is what he'll be judged by. When it comes to campaigning for 2027, utaulizwa hii yote ulituambia, umefanya? Ama atatuambia hapana, need more time. Sasa munipatie tena ndio niweze kufanya haya. Race against time.
Allies bado anasema apewe time.
Anasema with the general election less than 2 years away, President Ruto faces mounting pressure to deliver on the lofty promises in his party's manifesto while addressing grievances against his administration, including a deteriorating human rights record and runaway corruption. The clock is ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Ruto at 3 scorecard. That's a big one. I like it. I think this will form the major part of our discussion this morning with the 3 MPs and 1 other person. Other stories, Gachagua makes it back to the front page. Gachagua, 2027 kingmaker or going for crown? So people are still wondering, okay, will he support someone? Remember, he still has the impeachment tag.
Yeah.
Hanging over him, the cloud of impeachment hanging above his head. Will that allow him to vie for any office? Will he have surmounted the legal challenges and be cleared to run for office? And if so, will he go for the big seat? Will he want to be someone's running mate? Or will he sit back and say, okay, fine, huyu jamaa, odida tosha? That story is on page 7, an analysis of the same. Relief for teachers and civil servants on disputed allowance. That story is on page 10. But nasikia kuna mkutano mkubwa unaandaliwa hapa Ikulu ya Nairobi. Walimu wa kada zote nchini wameinvitiwa pale. 3,000 teachers will be at State House Nairobi. Wow. From Kupet, KNUT, Kepsha. Wengine wote wanaenda. Vile watu huitwa from Kiambu wanaenda, sasa walimu wanaenda huko. So that is a big story there. Nikiangalia huku ndani leo 2 years, Ruto's 2 years race to turn the tide on 2027. That's I think the biggest story. Not much else we are seeing that. Ruto welcomes Nile power deal, offers to mediate row. It's there on the front page. Back page of the Daily Nation. Stars hand Seychelles 5-0 thrashing at Kasarani. It's a very inconsequential match, but Harambee Stars, you did us proud. Congratulations. Wacha tuwapige makofi. The national team recovered from a 1-3 loss to Gambia to hit Indian Ocean Islanders in Group F. So the 2026 World Cup win takes Kenya to 4th place with 9 points. Okay, sasa ni kama tumepoteza hiyo lakini. Harambee Stars bounced back from their 1-3 loss against Gambia on Friday with a 5-0 victory against Seychelles. In 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier at the Moi Sports Center, Kasarani. That's the Daily Nation.
All
From
right.
the Daily Nation, tuangazie Taifa Leo.
Miaka miwili ya pressure, and the president is there on the front page. Kusema mbili tu. Okay. Rais atinga miaka 3 mamlakani, Wakenya wakisubiri atimize ahadi. Bado Wakenya anasubiri. Rais William Ruto ana miezi 24 tu kurekebisha makosa makubwa ya utawala wake na kutimiza ahadi zake nyingi alizotoa kwa Wakenya ili aweze kutetea kiti chake mnamo mwaka 2027. Akiwa amesalia na miaka miwili kabla ya uchaguzi mkuu wa mwaka 2027, Rais Ruto anakabiliwa na changamoto kubwa ya kutekeleza ahadi zake za mwaka 2022 zikiwemo agriculture pale, kuboresha uchumi, manufacturing pale, barabara, masuala ya human rights, devolution, governance, elimu, afya. Tunaona vile elimu na afya sasa hivi kuna skendo pale. Miaka miwili tu ya pressure. Kero ya bodaboda, vidokeze zaidi katika ukurasa wa mbele wa gazeti hili. Wahudumu wa bodaboda wamekuwa wakichukua sheria mikononi mwao kwa kuteketeza magari na kusababisha hasara.
Juzi waliteketeza gari matatu fulani kidhani wanapiga dereva. Kumbe ilikuwa ni bodaboda sako yao. Matatu yenyewe ni ya bodaboda sako. Wakaichoma.
Oh my goodness. Lakini right now wameambiwa watakuwa regulated. I was listening to one of them akisema, unajua watu wa bodaboda tunakuanga na hasira. Sasa mtu elewe. Wavinya timua 36 kwa ufisadi. Gavana aliwasimamisha kazi kufuatia tuhuma za ukiukaji wa maadili na ufisadi katika ukusanyaji mapato. Sasa ametumua watu 36. Dhehebu potovu la kwa Binzaro la angamiza vizazi sawa na Shakahola, yabainika kuwa kwa Binzaro pia kulivutia wanafamilia walioangamia au hawajulikani waliko. On the top strip, Gen Z sasa wachoma bunge Nepal. Waziri Mkuu Khadga Sharma Oli ajiuzulu siku moja baada ya maandamano makali.
Walitisha watu sana kule Nepal. Ukiangalia zile picha, kuna finance minister, or they say the finance minister, he was dragged and put in a river. Alikuwa na zabwa makofi.
Gen Z wa huko.
Gen Z wa kule hawabembelezi.
Nasikia kuna bibi ya mheshimiwa pia alichomwa ndani ya nyumba.
Ilisemekana walichoma nyumba yake. Sasa tuelewe, because if you look at the major international media, they don't make mention of that. But a lot of the local media in Nepal and in India, they're talking about that the Prime Minister's wife probably may have succumbed to injuries sustained during that blaze. Still yet to be confirmed fully.
Right. Masala ya spoti, Seychelles yaona vimulimuli. Stars yanyeshea kisiwa cha Hindi mabao Kasarani, mabao 5.
All right.
Taifa Leo.
Gazeti la Taifa Leo, tuangazie People Daily. They still continue looking at William Ruto's scorecard 3 years on. Stable shilling, empty pockets, the cost of living riddle. And picha pale ya jamaa hana kitu mfukoni, lakini hapa kuna punda. Wamechora hapa punda, lakini kuna karakacha ya rais pale. Amebeba mizigo mengi, extra heavy, lack of media freedom, ethnic patronage, na nyingine ni kusema nini hata sije, lakini mizigo ni mingi, punda yenyewe amechoka pale. Stable shilling, empty pockets. An analysis of William Ruto's time as president 3 years on. So you can read more on that. People Daily, they say their motto is people and politics legal lens. Why democracy is on the edge in Kenya is another story on page 5. And I think, as we discovered last week, People Daily squeeze wameenda to analysis. Yeah. All right, from the People Daily.
The Standard, Billionaires League. Billionaires wako hapa on the front page.
Nani ana behave kama Beyonce?
Nani huyo ana behave kama El Chapo? President William Ruto. This is Mark Zuckerberg. Is it Mark Zuckerberg?
Yes.
Beyonce ako pale, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk. Huyo mwisho nani?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Finer things. President William Ruto rode to power on promises of uplifting hustlers, touting the bottom-up model as the cure for the struggles of ordinary Kenyans. But 3 years into his term, he appears to have abandoned that philosophy. While urging citizens to tighten their belts, he loosens the public purse for his own indulgence, spending 12 million shillings on a private jet to Addis Ababa. With schools starved of capitation and counties unable to pay staff, his taste for billionaire luxury lays bare a leadership that preaches sacrifice but practices extravagance. This story is on page 6 and 7. Nasema rais ana a colleague ya billionaires living large, lakini are we being too harsh with him? This story is about Ruto's scorecard, Ruto at 3, and he's quoted here one time and he said, "Unless you're firm, you can get nothing done. My background gives me the world view, understanding of what the issues are, and by virtue of the opportunity I've gone through leadership. And in spite of a frail economy, the president doesn't mind spending big dollar," according to this newspaper. The story is on page 6 and 7. Billionaires League. There's a story here, city lawyer killed in cold blood in Karen. This is Mbogo Kialo, who was killed yesterday by a boda rider. I don't know if it's a boda rider, but somebody was on a boda.
Yes, two people riding on a motorbike.
Yeah.
Yes, and you see, this is the second time we've seen something similar like this. That MP for Kasipul,
yes,
Ongondo Were, was shot in similar fashion. Was killed in similar fashion. Just two people on a motorbike. Yeah. You in a vehicle, they come next to the vehicle, they shoot enough times and ride off. Yeah. And it ends in death. But the most interesting thing, this story here says that he's a former political party's disputes tribunal chairperson. But yesterday there was a video doing the rounds in social media about this gentleman who happens to be a cousin to the former president. His name is Captain Kongo Muigai. And he has been having some case in court, and he came out and did a video and circulated it online, talking about how there's corruption in the judiciary. Now, the thing is, he mentioned that at one point in his case, it is this lawyer that was representing him in court, Mbogo Kialo. And on the same day that he does that, the same day this happens. So I've seen lawyers coming out now pointing that out, that, okay, is it coincidental that this name was mentioned elsewhere in a big profile case, and then something, we do not know, but a lot could be happening. But it's a sad thing that now we've gotten to a point where assassinations have become commonplace. Yeah.
Those are the stories given prominence on the front page of this newspaper. Tukiendelea kuangalia ndani, why more adults are losing sleep, turning to drugs.
Watu hawalali. Watu hawalali.
Unalala?
Usingizi kuji. Unalala. Sleep is for children.
Lala, wachana na biadirati.
Stress, gadgets and lifestyle choices are driving the country's insomnia crisis. And they quote here psychologist Professor Imbuki saying many adults are turning to drugs and supplements to find sleep. Sleep is not coming
easy.
Anasema
people are chasing money in desperate ways because they are competing. I used to think peer pressure was only among children, but now it's worse among adults. There is pressure to fit in. Children hata wananga peer pressure.
Wanalala, unasikia unalala kama mtoto. Ukifika adult hakuna usingizi.
Yes.
No sleep for the wicked.
No sleep for the wicked. Broken promise, abductions and killings take root in Ruto's regime. Still talking about Ruto's scorecard 3 years in. In the inside pages, still does Ruto feel for hustlers after meteoric rise to empire builder? That's another story there. And Kindiki, Musalia face litmus test in 2 critical mini elections. On the back page of the Standard, it's a 5-star finish for Harambee Stars, and Harambee Stars pump in 5 goals past hapless Seychelles. Kenya's national football team gives their fans something to smile about. These goals were scored by Ogam, who scored 2, Olunga 2, and Sishenji 1.
Yeah, interestingly, Olunga is a captain of the team. Ogam is one of the top scorers in the Chan tournament. Yeah. So it was nice seeing those top scorers doing their thing yesterday against Seychelles. All right, finally the Star, not finally, one more. How LSK court move could hit MPs and 2027 aspirants hard. Yes, someone has gone to court and he wants 6 agencies to enforce leadership and integrity laws. The story is on pages 4 and 5. And his argument is that so many people were not properly vetted and ended up being elected into houses of parliament. That if we focused and we actually pay close attention to chapter 6 of our constitution, most of these leaders should not be elected and should not be in parliament. Yes. So anasema hiyo ikipita watu wengi watatoka nje. Pale kuna picha ya Rais William Ruto akiwa kule Ethiopia. Ameandika pale anapanda stairs, walikuwa wameenda kuona idam, alafu anasema pala, now that's what you call a major dam. Yeah. Matters infrastructure. President William Ruto tours a grand Ethiopian Renaissance dam that after its launch yesterday, a big dam there in Ethiopia. How counties will share out the 3.7 billion shilling roads levy cash. Ile pesa walikuwa wanapigania na MPs. Finally, the court said itaenda kwa counties. How they're sharing it, what will your county get? That's on page 6. And UN panels call for vigilance by South Sudan neighbors. Wanasema kuna vitu vingi vinaibiwa kutoka South Sudan na vinapitishwa kwenu. Pale juu, Siaya teens among dozens to benefit from Kisumu brain and spinal surgeries. Page 3. New lease of life, and there's a special report here on abuse of power. Why sex work, Somali-like looks, hata sijui ni gani hizo, and bar business puts you in police radar. That's a Star Fresh, independent, different. Ukiwa na shilingi 60, you can read more on this paper because smart people read their Star.
All right. Finally, Business Daily. Hackers steal 2 billion shillings from Kenya bank customers. Hackers stole a record of 2 billion from Kenyan banks last year in attacks that highlight the risk of cyber heists as lenders go heavy on tech and mobile banking investments. The disclosure in a central bank report on digital fraud in the Kenyan banking sector shows that the theft of customer deposits has grown fourfold from 412 million in 2023 due to fraudulent wire transfer requests. This story is on page 2. Treasury plans 129 billion shillings debt for food swap in March. And next year, the country will issue a pioneering 1 billion shillings debt for food swap deal with the World Food Programme as the country seeks fresh solutions to ease the mounting debt burden.
So inasema tunapeana food to World Food Programme, tunasamehewa deni.
Okay. On the ticker, Treasury to borrow more from domestic market in U-turn. UK Group 6 permit to revive Kerio Flasper project, and US investors raise portfolio holdings. That's the Business Daily.
All right. Tuangazie the cartoons today. Tuone wachoraji wanasema nini.